What did you make?
French onion soup.
Is it fresh?
No, actually, I made it for Thanksgiving 2 years ago, and I just saved it in the refrigerator. I didn't even freeze it.
You've been bodybuilding competitively for 20 plus years now. Because it gets a negative connotation when you hear about it. You know, Planet Fitness did an amazing job of demoralizing and just criminalizing the bodybuilder with their marketing, targeting people who are afraid to like lift weights. So it's become a thing.
I don't know which one yours is. Let's see. Yep, it's yours. Because I get the frou-frou fancy drinks that have a lot of stuff in it. A lot of sugars.
Do you remember me holding the camera in Rich Kramer's SUV?
Oh, and you're like, oh, we're right there.
No,
at the airport,
not,
and we were like, we didn't even leave the house yet.
No, not that.
No, not that one. We found the penny.
You found the penny, and
Yeah.
you were giggling hysterical because it
high as a kite.
because it
probably.
said 1969 on it, or 1996.
It said 96.
You're
I
like
think.
1996. We're like, what? What? Whoa! I've been filming Karen and I since
2004.
Well, you and I-
Since 2004.
Yeah, you and I first started dating. I was like early stages of me documenting everything. Anyway, what's your food for drink, Karen?
A decaf peppermint mocha latte. However, I get coconut milk. I don't get the whipped cream. I don't get the chocolate topping. I don't get any of that stuff. And I only do 1 pump of each, not 4, which is the standard.
1 pump.
So,
Stop talking about me
of
like that.
each.
1 pump. So, what
So
is?
it's not as sugary as a normal.
How many calories do you think are in it?
I've tried to look it up a couple times, and usually the Starbucks ones only give you the numbers for the actual drink. So I've estimated this at 25 carbs.
25 carbs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is not terrible. It's less than, it's about the amount of a glass of wine.
As for me, I've been doing half calf now. I haven't even been doing full calf because beginning of the new year, I started taking my caffeine away, so I don't do that much caffeine during the day, mostly decaf, because I like the process of making coffee and drinking it. And I put a little creamer in there, so it's a little bit sweet, the fat-free, dairy-free, French vanilla creamer during the week, plus a little collagen. But on weekends, I do, or even during the week, I'll do this during the week if I need a liquid shot. I do it a couple times during the week.
It's just coffee.
Yeah, right.
And you
So-
have a sugar-free pump of syrup, so there's no calories in that either.
Yeah, sugar-free vanilla, 1 pump, and a shot of espresso. And if I was doing full calf, it would still not be any calories, but way more caffeine. Yeah, black and strong. I can't say my mom's thing. I'm going to see her right now, and I'm going to do a little filming. She's an amazing woman. I feel she's been through a lot. She get me. What's that? Leanne Womack, Just Dance. It's very like a kind of like metaphor for living your life, basically. That's been my mom's song for me. Like, Just Dance. Both of us, me and my brother. That's like her song for us. And ironically, I just love to dance, just love to move, and I feel like just putting some good music on, like, I've been in a little bit of a kind of a funk a little bit mentally, and it happens, it's life, right? I just don't like staying there, so I try to look for things to get me out of it. Dancing is one of them. I think, and I don't give a shit what I look like, and that's partly why I have so much fun with it, and I'm going to ask her about it when we get to her place. But in the meantime, I would love a piece of that sexy body, kid. I wish I could move my hips a little more.
sweet. I'm sweet.
Aww.
Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Karen got you flowers. I got you Tupperware back.
Oh, thank you very much.
And now, isn't that exciting? Having some Tupperware back?
Thank you. You're the only two that bring
We
this back.
always bring your Tupperware back.
You just hurt me too.
You gonna give me a kiss or a hug or no?
Of course, you're a camera. What are you gonna do? Hug the camera?
You walked away from me. Hi. How are you?
What are you?
Good. What's going on?
I put something on your Facebook page this morning. Did you see it?
I did not. What did it say?
That's my boy or something like that.
Straight up French.
What did you make?
French onion too.
Is it fresh?
No, actually, I made it for Thanksgiving 2 years ago, and I just saved it in the refrigerator. I didn't even freeze it.
Ma, what's with the song "Dance" that you always talk about? Why did you want? Why did you
Because of all the things in that song, like what you want for your children, like don't settle, go bigger. You know, like remember the words?
Yeah, I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I know that I was just talking about it because I like to dance in general, but that song specifically is more like
Because if
live your
even
life, follow
if-
your dreams kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Dance.
Life hands us ups and downs. How have you stayed anchored?
How have I stayed angered?
Yeah, no.
Anchored, not anger.
Life,
Oh,
Anchored.
Say angry every day. No,
life hands us ups and downs. How do you stay anchored?
my children. But if they ever were in deep trouble, like committed bad crime, I would turn them in.
You would.
After I beat them up.
You would.
Yes.
What's kept you kind of still bubbly and up? Like I just walked in and you said you were having a bad couple days.
Well,
But when I talk to you, I would never know that. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like if I'm having a bad day, everybody around me knows I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
That's who I am, but I kind of want to protect that a little bit and set some boundaries.
why?
Because then everybody knows, and I just feel like I'm bitching and complaining all the time, you know?
You're a human being.
Right.
We have feelings. I mean, you're up, you cry, you laugh, you poop, you pee.
But sometimes I feel like it's better just, because I'm like the extreme where I just like, I talk about it too much, I feel like.
No, you never talk about it too much. Because the more you talk about it, the more you're making.
To the right people.
Oh, definitely. You just don't go out and grab somebody on the street and say, listen, I got a bad day today. Sit down.
No, but I mean, I share a lot of my stuff just openly because I don't really have that boundary of feeling vulnerable when I share it. It's just me sharing it because I know that everybody's probably going through something or other, you know?
Yeah, everybody is.
That said, throughout your whole, you know, marriage and pregnancy, and you're 81 now? The main thing you're saying that's kept you anchored is your kids throughout the whole
Definitely.
process?
Definitely. I wanted to make a good life for my children. I wanted them to be successful, and I'm very proud of both of them because they are. And that's it. And whatever love I have for them, I just hope they remember that when they, you know, get older and they have children and grandchildren, and it's just something that I always wanted to be a mommy since I was 4.
But does that ever, because you've had some trauma that you said later in your life, you've actually spoken to somebody, a therapist.
Yeah.
But when you were going through stuff, you never did.
No, because I just thought this was my problem and I had to deal with it myself.
Do you feel better when you're talk to somebody?
Definitely. The
Yeah.
right people.
The right
like
people.
you said before, yeah.
Part of my thing is with this whole thing now, getting the camera back, is finishing what I started. And that's always been something that,
You're never finished. You just keep going until you get to the top, and then you just start over again. You just...
but yes, I agree with you, perspective. But think about the things that you've told me. I remember I wanted to quit baseball, and you're like, you're not going to quit until the season's over. You're going to finish what you started.
Absolutely.
So all these things now, it's like I started with the camera many, many years ago, and the podcast and all these things that I start, I feel like, besides bodybuilding's been the only thing that's really just been
Yes.
consistent in my life. All these things that I've tried, I do them for a period of time and then I don't. And then I do them for a period of time and I don't.
But you always go back.
I always go back. So the podcast, this season is all about finishing what I started. Why was that such a big deal to you back then when I wanted to quit something?
Because you should always finish what you started. always. Even if you didn't like it, but you have to finish. At least you could say, I did that, I completed that, then you can go on to the next thing. But if you don't finish it, then you're always going to say, gee, I wonder if I should have done that. And so there was always a doubt. If you finish something, at least you accomplished it, and you knew it, whether you liked it or not.
All right. I guess this number 2 question is, what's the key to happiness?
You make yourself happy. That's the whole thing, happiness. You have to be happiness in here. You have to be happy in your heart.
3rd question. What's your go-to meal to make and why?
My go-to meal to make.
Anything with sugar.
What kind?
Yes.
Anything with sugar. It depends on the mood.
Yes. My meal lasagna. Because it's full, it's filling, it's rich, it's comfortable. I think your comfort food is your best food.
Yeah. I've known the times where I've been most comfortable in my life has been the most fattening times in my life.
Of course.
Right. So definitely
You
comfort
don't think
food.
I got this body by being thin, do you?
Talk to me about me real quick, and then I'll stop interviewing you. So on the spot.
About you?
About me as a kid. Why did you bring me to the doctor to begin with?
Because you were very active, and I thought maybe before the what is that? What do they call that?
ADHD.
Yeah, before that, it was just an active child. Now they gave it a name. So I took you to be tested, and the doctor came out laughing. You just have a very active little boy.
When you reach a certain level, a little bit of success, speaking for myself personally, get a little complacent, my ego takes over. Tells me that it should be easy at that point. So, I'm pretty self-aware. So when I notice that, I pull back. And what do? Complete opposite. I don't do shit. Because then I start thinking, overthinking. And when I work out, it's like, I'm in my own little world. I don't have to be coaching somebody. I don't have to be on and be somebody's shoulder to cry on, or I don't have to be somebody's confidant when they're working out. I don't have to be somebody's coach. I don't have to be responsible for anybody but myself. That's why I love fitness. That's what got me into the fitness situation. 1991. It was an outlet for myself. And what happened was, I used that passion to fuel other things in my life that I wanted to do. Be on television, be involved with media. So I used bodybuilding and my fitness to get me there. And then I reached a little bit of success, and then I got, into that cycle. But I also, one of the reasons why I hesitated to even become a personal trainer for the longest time is because I didn't want to take away from my personal experience with fitness, my personal connection. And I have a tendency to be a little bit like obsessive with things. So when it comes down to building a business, I get obsessive and I go all in and forget that I'm also on my own journey. And I'm also doing things for myself. And really, past 3 years have been survival mode for me. And I keep on manifesting that, and I know it's preventing me from getting past it, so I'm releasing that to the world today. But I want to release that, and I want to get back to the passion about fitness. I want to compete this year. Not want to, I'm going to. And it's going to be September, October, November, later in the year, so I have time. So, that's it, Project My Life, February 20th, 2023. And like, share, subscribe, all those fun stuff that the young kids are doing these days, because don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Into the wet I slay. Destruction terror. Don't you never ever pull my lever, 'cause I explode.